Subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. My 22 female neighbor, 61 male, tried to get me to cheat on my boyfriend and sleep with him. Why do I still want to be his friend? I, 22 female, befriended my neighbor, 61 male, during quarantine. He offered me a muffin and invited me to his house. Somehow, I like his personality a lot. He's funny, open-minded and good conversationalist. He always presented himself in a paternal light, given that one of the first things he did was introduce me to his kids, 27 female, 25 male, 21 male, who are close to me in age because he thinks I seem lonely and wanted me to befriend them. He began helping me paint and renovate my apartment, which I thought of as incredibly kind and generous, but now I'm afraid was motivated by him being attracted to me. I have a boyfriend, 24 male, who I'm in a long-distance relationship with. I talk to my neighbor about him constantly and I even introduced them on the phone. Anyway, one night after drinking and watching movies with my neighbor, he tried to sleep with me in the most poorly executed way imaginable. He offered me a massage, which I thought was non-sexual, and then he pulled my pants down. I got up to leave and he pushed me against a wall and started kissing me. After I left, I called my mom to ask for advice. She called him without my permission and told him never to contact me again, her words, not mine. His daughter called her back, said she was disappointed in him and that he wouldn't. My boyfriend told me he trusts me and I could deal with the situation however I like, but I can tell it would strain our relationship if I restarted the friendship. Since that day I haven't interacted with my neighbor, but I can't help but miss him as a friend. Also, I've made zero progress on my apartment without his help. But I'm also worried we probably weren't friends at all and he just wanted to sleep with me and I fell for it. I feel like my mom took away my agency to maybe sit down and discuss it. But maybe there's nothing worth discussing? His kids probably think I'm weird, my mom verbally castigated him, and my boyfriend feels threatened and offended. I might just be holding on to the illusion that I had forged a genuine friendship connection with someone who may have just seen me as attractive, naive, vulnerable and alone. Should I maybe initiate a conversation with him again to at least gain some clarity? Or just let it die? Would initiate a conversation with a guy who tried to sleep with me knowing full well I was in a relationship make my relationship look weak, and only invite him to try again? Do I still want to be his friend? You miss the friendship. That is normal. But it is clear he had ulterior motives from the start. In addition, the way he tried to advance things was way too aggressive and borderline rapey. You need to cut this guy off completely. Unless you're trying to sleep with him, don't contact him again. Drop it, girl. It's totally understandable to miss that friendship. It sounds like it meant quite a bit to you, and with COVID, I can understand why it would be especially important. However, it's clear that your neighbor had a very different experience of that relationship and different aims. I don't think he will ever truly be the kind of friend you thought he was to you. I understand that having your mom make that decision and call for you takes away a lot of your closure. In the end, I think pursuing any kind of a friendship with this man would add stress to the relationship with your boyfriend, and at worst possibly place you in danger of assault. Not worth it. Do you want to hang out with him again? I mean, despite his age, do you enjoy the attention you're getting from him? You do realize that he crossed the line, right? So it's safe to say he's going to take it as a possibility if you reinstate this friendship. Sounds like you just missed the companionship and having someone around to help. I wouldn't contact him unless you actually want to sleep with him. Judging by the way he went about things, that's borderline abuse, rape, and you should be very careful being around him alone again. I'm not sure exactly how that moment when he made his move on you went, but it sounds like sexual assault. You said you got up to leave, which is a clear non-verbal rejection, even if you didn't say no directly, and then he pushed you against the wall. That's not okay. Again, I don't know all the details, but it sounds like what happened was a lot worse than you seem to think it was. If you hang out with him again, he will advance on you again, and you might not get away next time. I caught my brother molesting me in my sleep. Okay, so it wasn't really my brother but my best friend's brother. She told me this incident yesterday, after 5 years it happened, and wanted my advice. The story in her own words: it was 5 years ago. I was 15 and my brother was around 17. We had a close relationship since we were the only siblings. But 2 years ago, before this incident, when I was 13 and my brother 15-16, my parents were out for the day and we were alone, so started playing and running around the house. After a few hours, we got tired and fell on the bed. My brother, though, fell on my lap, between my legs, to be exact, and was kinda pushing his face against it. I didn't know then what he was doing, but it was feeling good. Then he came up and started kissing me. It was my first time of this, and that too after puberty, so I started kissing him back. Then he removed my clothes and started kissing and pressing things. I was so in the pleasure that I forgot it was wrong and just let him do what he wanted. Though, we didn't have sex or anything and he didn't even take his clothes off. After 10 to 15 minutes, we stopped and went to different rooms and didn't talk the whole day, but when our parents came back, we were back to almost normal. We didn't do anything after that day and we were as normal as we were before. Now back to when I was 15. Our house was kinda small. My mother and my brother used to sleep on the same bed. Starting from the left, my mother, then me in the center, then my brother on the right. It was a big bed, so we had some space and I used to put a long pillow between me and my brother as a barrier. Then one night, I felt a hand on my butt and I instantly woke up by that. I found my pajama was half down and the pillow I use as a barrier between me and my brother wasn't there, and my brother was kissing my half-naked butt. I was angry and horrified by that and shouted, "Where's the pillow?" He realized I was awake and got terrified and didn't say a word and gave me the pillow. I didn't want to create a scene in midnight as my mom was asleep too, so I didn't say anything to him. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I was 15 and didn't know how to respond to this, so I didn't tell anyone about it. We didn't talk for the next few weeks, and as the time passed, we became almost normal as we were before. I knew my brother loves me, but after that act, I couldn't really trust him as I did before. It's been 5 years to that incident and he hasn't tried to do anything like that again, at least not that I know of. He's in college now and visits us on holidays. He's been a good brother and he gets me everything I want. I'm normal with him in the day, but I don't feel comfortable to sleep in the night when he's around, so I wrap a sheet around my body on my night clothes, like a person do when he's cold, even though we sleep on different beds now but same room, cause I still don't know if I can trust him. Now my friend asked me if she should completely trust him like she used to, and I didn't know what to say. She said I'm the first person she told this to. I asked her if I could post her story here to ask for advice and she was okay with this. So what do you think she should do? Trust his brother like she used to? Tell her parents about it? Or just keep living the way she's living now? I personally think it would be best if she told her parents about it, because she isn't able to feel comfortable when her brother is around. Having a discussion with her parents could be a start, and while it may be a difficult conversation, it's better if they knew. That way, your friend could receive some help from them and she wouldn't have to deal with this whole issue all by herself. While it may seem like her brother hasn't done stuff like that in a long time, the fact that he did stuff to her twice in separate times doesn't stop the fact that he could potentially do it again. If I were your friend, I still wouldn't trust the brother. I'd say she should continue being cautious around him. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update, we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.